We're going to try to do a quick video here and answer the questions about Brian. So many unanswered questions, the whys, what's going on with Brian. And so this is one of his spots. And his plan is he'd like to put a tent right here. He asked for that. And you'll see there's a no trespassing sign there. That'll become relevant later on. So this is a site 2. I would say this is site 1. But for those of you who are not wanting to understand Brian, I'm going to take you down the road here, walking distance from here, and show you the other places that Brian stays at or can stay at, and but his choices he makes. So let's take a look at this here. I hope it's quick. This is, bear with me. I don't really have a lot of time to do the editing, so it's going to be solid, but I think it'll be a whole goal is less than 10 minutes. All right, got a low battery thing, so I'm gonna pop this in here. We might even see Brian, so let's go. Right, Brian walks from one of these 2 spots in the wintertime. Let's go and see what we got. It's gonna be less than a mile down here, and we're going to a place where one of Brian's buddies doesn't want to camp out in the winter, can camp out, but found a person with a trailer and chooses to stay in the trailer. And I don't know if the trailer has hookup for water or sewer. I think it does. I think it's costing the other person some coin, some money. And I think let's just show you this. This is just to show you the site 1, site 2. I call this site 3. And Brian stays here too. I thought there goes Brian. We just passed him. So this is site 2, or site 3. I'll elaborate on this. Just hang with me. Okay. And that's where he stays at. Buddy stays there for the winter. That's site. That's another site. That's site 3. I'm going to take you to site 4. Now that's a friend's place, and they can't be, the bottom line is they can't be fighting, and meaning Brian's got to, I think has to pay something to stay there. I don't know if it's bring a couple beers, I don't know. We'll ask Brian. Now, Brian has 2 relatives that are right down here. I'm going to take you to site 4. And then we'll see what we got here. I'll try to do better. I don't even have one of those stabilizers, so bear with me. But this is just doing the best I can. I work full time. Okay. Alrighty. And each one of these sites have problems. Why Brian doesn't want to stay there. And okay, I'm pretty sure this is it. I know it is. Okay, 3 in. Okay, this one here is uninhabitable, and this one here is a double wide. This is where Brian stays too. His cousin's there, and he has a choice to stay there. And they both, I think one's on disability, one works, just got a new car. Brian can stay there, but the roof, I think, leaks or something. And I'll give you a better look at that if I can. I'm gonna do a follow-up, but this is just, I thought, to answer some questions. Someone said so many questions. Brian, that's site 4, so Brian has choices. But each one of those choices has pluses and minuses. And Brian asked, can I crash here in the backyard? And some of these individuals, Brian doesn't, have wants and warrants, so they can't They don't want to be a camera. They don't want to talk too much. And some of the warrants are like urinating in public, drunk in public, or just, they're not really felonies. They're misdemeanors. And they can either expunge or get them resolved, but they don't know how to do that. You know, Brian will tell you he was special needs. He was in special classes and didn't graduate. I don't know if he went to 7th grade, but his family's tried to watch out. But there's something, I've talked to a psychologist about this, maybe more than one, and they get an adrenaline rush. They're independent, and when they have no control in their life, and they don't go to the warming center because they get beat up, things can be stolen, they get locked in for 7-8 hours, and they can't go without a cigarette, that kind of thing. So Brian is probably down here somewhere, but I'm gonna go back. He's probably at Walgreens, going to somebody else's house. I don't know. Now, you know, while I'm out here, I'll show you the Brian's camp during the summertime. He would actually stay out in the weeds, but they're developing here, and so that ruined that one. Giving it more time, I might find Brian. It looks like, I don't know. So you see all this wood coming down? Brian used to stay in the woods back there. Somebody must have bought the property, and Brian's spot, I'll try to pause here, but the car's behind me. Brian's spot was right back in there. I think I don't know if that's Brian. Right back in there, and he can't stay there. If you put up something that's colorful, someone will complain. Police will come. They don't come maliciously, but they'll come after there's a couple complaints and say, hey, you got to get out of there. And so, you know, what's Brian going to do? But I'll show you the people from the pizzeria across the street. When Brian's there, they will come to Brian and they'll bring him pizza. It's amazing how the community tries to help out. But so there's a dollar store. He gets bottles. This is his route where he gets bottles. Okay, there's an entire microeconomy. So I'm gonna go back down here, and normally he cuts through the woods, but go to Kroger's. This is Kroger's. This is where he grabs bottles over here early in the morning. So he has a regular route, and it's a territory, and it's first come, first serve. So sometimes he's usually up and out. So this little Caesar's down here. I'm gonna see if this is Brian. See that Caesar's, little Caesar's? I don't think this is Brian. I think, yeah, that's not Brian. Okay. And so they have a route. This is the people that look out for Brian too. Give him a little. The staff does. I don't know if they're supposed to do that. They'll get in trouble if they get caught. So we saw. I'm pretty sure that was Brian walking. And now I'm gonna go and see. All right, so we're coming back. Made round robin. So that wood site would be number 5. And that's where we're at.